Are you investing enough money for your age? Because most people aren't. In fact, almost half of Americans have absolutely no retirement savings at all. And a large percentage of people approaching retirement who do have some savings only have about $12,000 to $95,000 saved, which is significantly far away from what most people need to actually retire comfortably. And so in this video, we're gonna look at the real numbers and calculate the real math for what you should be investing based on your age to reach retirement comfortably. And if you aren't investing enough, I'm gonna introduce you to a framework that I call the 3-lever framework that can help you to start to get on track. So here is the plan for this video. First, I'm gonna show you how much money real people actually have saved by age bracket so that we have the real numbers to compare yourself to. And these numbers are coming from like real Federal Reserve data. And so these aren't just like made up numbers, they are real. Then we'll run through the math and look at what you actually need to start investing each month in order to retire comfortably. And again, for this, we're not using any of those, fantasy foo-foo numbers that other videos like this use. We're gonna be using inflation adjusted numbers so that we can get the real dollar amounts that you should be investing each month. Then we'll put those two side by side so that you know exactly where you stand for your age. And finally, I'll walk you through what you can actually do about it, whether you're ahead, behind, or just getting started, no matter your income or any of that. We'll talk about how you can catch up or stay on track using the 3-lever framework. And of course, I'll leave timestamps down below if you want to jump around. So let's go ahead and start with where most people actually are right now. And again, all of this comes from the Federal Reserve's survey of consumer finances. So let's go ahead and start with your 20s. If you are in your 20s, the actual median retirement savings is about $18,880. But the on track amount, how much you should have invested technically, is around $27,000. And only about 35% of people in their 20s are on track, like have this amount saved up or more. And by the way, these roughly on track percentages are just estimates, okay? I interpolated them since the exact percentage data isn't technically publicly available for every single age bracket, but they do give you a rough sense of where you stand. So your 30s, if you're in your 30s, the actual median retirement savings is around $45,000. And again, this is the actual amount that most people in their 30s have sitting in their retirement accounts, okay? Whether it's a 401k, a Roth IRA, or whatever. However, to be on track, you would actually need to have around $120,000 saved up. So definitely a huge gap there. Only about 18% of people in their 30s are on track with that savings goal. In your 40s, most people have around $115,000 in retirement savings, but the on track amount more than doubles at around $308,000. So if you're in your 40s, this is technically the amount that you should have saved for retirement. And just like in your 30s, only about 18% of people in their 40s have this amount or more saved up. 50s, most people in their 50s have about $185,000 saved for retirement. And this is where it gets really scary because what you should actually have saved at this age is around $686,000. And only about 10% of people in this age bracket are on track. And finally, if you are near retirement age, which is typically between 65 and 74, the actual median retirement savings for this age is about $200,000. But the actual on track amount, how much you should have saved, is $1 million. And only about 5% of people in this age bracket are on track. So that's where most people currently stand right now. So with that out of the way, let's actually talk about what you would need to start investing every single month, starting at different age brackets to hit that $1 million mark by the time you turn 65. But before we do that, I want to really quickly show you how you can get your hands on 12 free shares. So Webull's best offer of the year just came back. And right now through October 14th, If you sign up using my link down below and make a first deposit of $100 or more, Webull will give you 12 free shares. Each share is randomly drawn from a pool of NVIDIA, Tesla, SpaceX, and Apple worth anywhere from $3 to $300, and you're guaranteed at least $36 in value. You also get a full month of Webull Premium completely free. Webull is a commission-free trading platform where you can buy and sell stocks, ETFs, options, and even crypto all in one clean app. You get real-time quotes, advanced charting, plus extended trading hours if you want to react before and after the bell. And if you're still getting comfortable with trading, they also have a paper trading mode so you can practice with virtual money before you risk any of your own money. I'm going to leave a special link down in the description and the pinned comment of this video. Use that link to sign up, deposit $100, and let Webull hand you 12 free shares before that offer expires. So exactly how much would you need to invest every single month for your age bracket to actually hit that $1 million goal by 65? Now, most of the videos on this topic use something like a flat 10 to 12% rate of return. The problem with that though is that that's the pre-inflation return of the stock market, which is technically true, but it doesn't account for the average 5% inflation. So to do this properly, we're assuming a roughly 7% real inflation adjusted return. And so that's the 12% average return of the stock market minus the 5% inflation. So with that in mind, assuming a 7% annual return, if you wanted to hit that $1 million goal by 65 and you were starting in your early 20s, let's just say around like 22, you would need to be investing about $305 a month to hit $1 million by 65. Now, once you start waiting until your like mid 20s, like let's just say around 25, that number climbs to $381 per month. And obviously the more you wait, the more you'll need to invest to reach that goal. And so like if you're starting in your 30s, now you're looking at about $555 per month that you would need to invest to hit that same $1 million goal by 65. If you're in your 40s, the number jumps to $1,234 per month. That's more than double what it would have been if you started investing in your 30s. In your 50s, you're now looking at $3,155 a month that you would need to invest to reach the $1 million retirement savings goal by 65. That's over 10 times what it would have cost you if you started in your early 20s. Now, here's the crazy part about that, okay? People assume that, the person investing $3,000 per month in their 50s and the person investing $300 per month in their 20s are technically putting in the same amount of money to reach the same goal. But that actually couldn't be further from the truth. For example, if you started investing at 22, you'll actually only contribute about $157,000 of your own money over your lifetime to hit that $1 million goal. Whereas if you started to invest at 50, you are contributing $568,000 of your own money to land at that same exact $1 million. And so there is a huge advantage to investing earlier because you'll end up having to invest less money to hit that same $1 million goal because your money has more time to compound and grow. Now, if you looked at all of those numbers and thought, I'm behind. Good. Now you know by how much, and that's actually really useful information because now here's what you can actually do with that information, whether you're starting at 22 or 45, or whether you're making minimum wage or six figures. It's a framework that I call the 3-lever framework. I made this up all by myself. And so here's exactly how it works. There are 3 things, or like 3 levers in your life that you have direct control over. And these things can flip your entire retirement timeline in your favor. So lever 1 is make more. This is probably a pretty obvious one. Let's just say that you didn't start investing until you are 35, right? This means that you would technically need to invest about $820 per month to reach that $1 million in savings by the time you turned 65. But remember, most people in this age bracket are not even investing close to that number. And so the solution to this is instead of trying to somehow squeeze money out of your existing paycheck, you can instead create an additional income source. And so this could be from a side hustle, freelance work, whatever fits your skills or your time frame. Now, a lot of people will say, well, you could just cut your expenses, right? If you want to invest more, just cut your expenses and invest the difference. But the reason that making more money by creating like an additional income source works way better is because there is a limit to how much you can realistically cut out of your life, but there is no real ceiling to how much you can make, right? How much extra money you can make. And in fact, I actually bought my first house back in 2019 from extra income that originally started as a side hustle for me, okay? And so the key here isn't just making extra money, it's routing all of that extra money straight into your retirement account before you can even think about spending it, right? Because the second that extra income hits your checking account and starts covering everyday expenses, it stops becoming retirement money and starts becoming lifestyle money. And so keep your regular paycheck to cover your lifestyle, and then all of the money that you're making from your additional income source should be used strictly for retirement investing. Now, lever number 2 is retire a little bit later. So let's just imagine the same scenario. You don't start investing until you are 35. This means that you would need to invest $820 a month to hit $1 million in savings by 65. But what if you just simply pushed back retirement from 65 to 68? Just 3 extra years, right? Well, when you do that, your monthly number drops down to $648 per month that you would need to invest. If you push your retirement back to 70 years, then it goes down to $555. Pretty incredible, right? Now, this works for 2 reasons. First, you are contributing for longer, and so your existing money has more time to compound before you ever touch it. It's the same exact reason why investing earlier makes it a lot easier to hit your savings goal without you having to invest as much money, right? But I want to be honest about the trade-off here, right? This lever isn't free. Every single year you push back is a year less of actually being retired. And so this lever assumes that both your health and your job cooperate long enough, okay? And this is definitely the lever that you pull if you actually enjoy your work, not the one that you lean on if you're counting down the days until retirement. And then finally, lever 3 is adjust the target. So if a full $1 million isn't actually the right number for your life, dropping down that target to, let's just say, $800,000 brings down that monthly number to $656 per month without ever touching your retirement age at all. And this is the lever that most people never even consider because they just kind of assume that $1 million or more is kind of like the universal finish line, but it's not. Your real number depends entirely on where you plan to live when you retire, whether your house is paid off by then, what other lifestyle inflation costs you've got going on, and how much your Social Security is realistically going to help you cover. For some people, $800,000 will go just as far as $1 million will for somebody else. Now, here's the thing, okay? With this framework, you can combine levers. For example, if you can't afford to invest your target dollar amount each month, like if you're 35 and you have to invest $820 per month to hit your target, maybe you should pull the retirement age lever and the target lever. Just pull both levers at once. And so maybe retire at 68 instead of 65 and change your retirement target amount to $800,000 instead of $1 million. And by pulling both of those levers, you're already down to $518 per month instead of $820 per month. That is a much more manageable amount for most people to invest. And don't forget to use the tool down below that I created for you that allows you to interact with these levers yourself, put in your own numbers to see how it affects your monthly investing amount, okay? Hey, let me know in the comments which bracket you fell into and which levers you plan on pulling to get on track. And if this video actually helped you to see where you stand, like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. And as always, I will see you again in the next video. Take care.